chemistry, astronomy, and biology. Through autopsy work in the 1600s, Thomas Willis, a British doctor, revealed that the brain was the center of both thought and sensation. It was a complexly structured organ, command central of the entire nervous system. The brain. Scientists began to understand exactly how essential it was to life. By the 1880s, the field of psychiatry, the medical treatment of diseases of the mind, had been born. One of its first books was by the German doctor Theodor Meinert, who specialized in the anatomy and function of the brain. Meinert was a psychiatrist, a word just coming into use, replacing alienist. The patients were the aliens, locked away in asylums, mentally alienated from real life. So science, it appeared, could be applied to human behavior. Scientists struggled with such questions as, why do humans act the way they do? What does the brain control? What is normal and what is abnormal behavior? Could science be used to help troubled people? Where do our bodies end and our minds begin? What is the mind, anyway? Is it solely the turf of poets and philosophers? Or can scientists claim it as their territory as well? Scientists started talking about the brain in two ways, as an anatomical entity and as an emotional mind. One is a physical organ that governs the nervous system, with different parts that control specific functions like speech and memory and the five senses, the neurological brain. The other is something we can't see, a mind that decides what those memories mean and how they affect us, the emotional brain. Into the late 1800s, psychiatry flourished, but by focusing on anatomy, what the physical organ of the brain did. Early psychiatrists treating diseases of the nervous system saw mental illness as the brain being out of whack. They searched for physical reasons for brain disorders, lesions in the brain, perhaps. The modern science of psychology, wrote American Dr. William Hammond in 1876, is neither more or less than the science of mind considered as a physical function. There were some quirky detours taken while investigating the brain. Two doctors from Vienna, Franz Josef Gall and Johann Spurzheim, promoted a popular pseudoscience called phrenology. They believed that the brain had some 30 or more separate organs, each of which controlled a different personality trait, such as intelligence or criminal tendencies. Phrenologists believed that bumps on a person's skull corresponded to various organs and dictated a person's character. They would visit asylums and prove how the shape of the patients' heads matched their illness. Phrenologists also prized owning the skulls of geniuses. Mozart's was the trophy of one collection. Consideration of the emotional mind, the thing that can't be seen, lagged behind the study of the physical aspects of the mind. By the 19th century, treatment of the emotionally disturbed may have become more humane, at least, yet it remained largely ineffective. Rest cures, for example, helped give patients peace and quiet, but didn't treat the underlying causes of the sickness. No one thought of listening to patients, trying to figure out what ailed them. They spouted nonsense, so paying attention would just make them worse. Meanwhile, as the 20th century approached, another doctor from Vienna sat in a quiet room with troubled patients lying on a very important couch. Chain-smoking cigars, he listened and kept on listening. His faithful dog napped at his feet, trained to recognize when a patient's hour was up. Furiously, the doctor would write up case studies that read like mystery stories. He pioneered a treatment called talk therapy, based on the theory that unconscious fears can make people sick. Uncovering those fears would help banish the illness. His name may ring a bell. Sigmund Freud. Freud didn't answer all the questions about the emotional brain, and often the answers he did come up with were wrong, but he was among the first doctors to believe that psychology was actually a branch of science. Freud certainly didn't discount the physical brain, but he primarily dealt with emotions through his talk therapy or psychoanalysis. Freud theorized that the emotional mind could make the physical body ill, and that's what he wanted to treat: the memories, emotions, dreams. We have the means to cure what you are